Well, the lawfare cases against Trump are backfiring massively. As Fox News reports, the Trump verdict has actually fired up the donor class. We're going to find out other ways that it's increased not only his betting favorability, but also his support amongst Americans. My name is Elijah Schaefer, and you're watching Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News. Well, you know things are bad for the left when individuals that are not even political, like Kevin O'Leary, come out directly and explain that Alvin Bragg ended up handing this election to Trump. Now, we'll discuss whether or not that's going to mean they're going to rig it or not. But listen to this when his appearance on Fox News.
You know, just 24 months ago, Trump had about a third of his party starting to think about swapping him out because he was controversial. And they thought maybe we need new leadership in the Republican Party. Then Bragg brings these charges, and immediately the entire party coalesces behind him. The country bifurcates. All of a sudden, and I know this sounds crazy, but I believe it to be true. History will look at this 5, 10 years from now and say, how did Trump become president again? Alvin Bragg was the kingmaker. He did it for him. I know it sounds perverse, but that's what he did. And so that's called an unintended consequence. I don't know if he's happy about that, but that's how he'll be marked in history.
Kevin,
Yeah, so he'll be marked in history because when you think about this, I like what Marjorie Taylor said when someone said, oh, well, you're supporting a convicted felon. She was like, George Floyd was a convicted felon. Then you guys burned down half the country and politicians cried over him. So he was a convicted felon. So that's the good thing. That's the comeback. When they accuse you of supporting Trump as a convicted felon, say, well, you guys supported George Floyd, and I'll take my convicted felon over your convicted felon. It's funny, though, that it's also helping out people who are betting. Covers actually released this, the 2024 presidential election betting odds. Trump is still on the top despite the landmark conviction. They reported that it's going to take more than 34 felony charges to knock Donald Trump out of the 2024 U.S. election race. The former reality TV star is still favored to win on November 5th, despite being found guilty in a scandalous hush money case. They go on to explain here that we're about to find how slippery Teflon Don really is. Donald Trump made history on Thursday when he became the first U.S. president to be convicted of a felony. Now, we know about that, but the impact seems that the odds of Trump have dropped from negative 125 to positive 120 faster than you can say hush money. His precipitous plunge was extremely short-lived. However, as the controversial real estate mogul was back to being a negative 110 favorite less than an hour later and was down to negative 138 Friday afternoon. It must have been a confusing 24 hours for presumptive Democrat candidate Joe Biden, who firmly ensconced in second place at plus 137. All right, so you're telling me that the Trump convictions not only make people like Kevin O'Leary confident he's going to win the election, they're making sports bettors find out, gamblers, that the odds are in his favor. But even interesting, the polls show that his favor has gone up among voters and among individuals. Modernity reports that post-conviction polls show increase in support for Trump. Polls taken immediately after Donald Trump's conviction show that there has been no negative impact on his support and even a slight increase in favorability, especially among independent voters. Trump was convicted on 34 counts in a brazen political show trial the Democrats hoped would harm his presidential prospects, although that doesn't seem to have materialized. As a daily poll conducted by JL Partners found 22% of respondents to have a more positive view of Trump as a result of the conviction, compared to 16% who have a more negative view. So more people are more positive about Trump after he's a convicted felon. I'm one of them. I'd love to know if you are too. And it's really because we know the mainstream media is lying. No matter what, they don't cover the stories that matter. Places like us, we cover the stories that matter. We tell the truth because these phony sham stories and lawfare cases, they only deceive people. That's why you got to go beyond the headlines, and you've got to prepare based upon what you see is happening, not what they're trying to trick you into. Now, the crazy thing about this is they're trying to cover up the truth about Trump and everything else, but you got to prepare for what's hidden with My Patriot Supply. Right now, My Patriot Supply since 2008 has been providing American patriots, millions of us, with emergency food kits. And this is the final week you can save $200 on their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits, and they are flying off the shelves. Get yours right now at my website, preparewithvnn.com, preparewithvnn.com. This food kit has over 2,000 calories every day, plus with ultra-durable 4-layer packaging, it lasts up to 25 years. Order all the kits you need for $200 off each Plus, you get free shipping during the final week of this offer included. Such a good deal. You've been warned about what can happen. Don't live in fear. Take back control of yourself. Freedom, you also need food too. Don't forget about that at preparewithvnn.com. Don't wait until it's too late. I wanted to bring up this last article, though, about this issue, is that it also did another backfiring. It made him a lot of money. Now, this is more controversial because a lot of the money is tied to Zionist interests, which are seeking to sort of buy out the president. But he also raised a lot of money from people like myself. And, you know, regardless of how you feel about any country, we don't want people with foreign interests buying out our president. He needs to be a president of the people. The Trump verdict fires up the donor class, leading to massive May fundraising haul. It goes on down here to say on Fox News, former President Donald Trump's campaign on Monday announced that they and the Republican National Committee, fueled in part by the former president's guilty verdicts in his criminal trial, hauled in a stunning $141 million in fundraising in May. That's up from $76 million they raked back in April when they topped President Biden and the Democrat National Committee for the first time in the 2024 election rematch. Spotlighting their grassroots appeal, the campaign said that the average dollar donation was 70-27, with 25% of the donors in May being first-time contributors to Trump. And Trump's team claimed that outside groups supporting the former president's White House bid ranked in another $150 million in May. That's insane. Now, people say this is controversial, but I think it's better if he raises the money from us rather than raising the money from the people around him, like the Adelsons, who want him to sort of abandon peace talks, from my understanding, in Israel and sort of escalate the war for $100 million. I hope he doesn't take it. I know he needs the money, but I mean, damn, we just got to stop fighting foreign wars and getting involved in foreign things. We're not the world's police. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. I'm Elijah Schaefer, and you've been watching Beyond the Headlines only on Vigilant News. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.